So you're new to WordPress and now you're wanting to get online, right? You've heard all the great things about WordPress, but now you want to build your own WordPress website or WordPress blog, maybe for your business or personal use. But how do you do it? How do you install WordPress? In this video, I'm going to show you how to do it in seriously like 60 seconds. Stay tuned. Welcome back. I'm Chris Heidlebaugh, and I teach digital marketing to DIYers, meaning on this channel, I talk about WordPress and SEO and web design, video, social media, and things like that. My goal is to help you take control of your own online success. And so if I provide you with value, would you consider subscribing to this channel? All you have to do is click the little subscribe button underneath this video. And also you have the opportunity to hit the notification bell. So that way, when I create a new video, you'll be notified. But also when I go live, when I do my live shows, you can come on and ask me your questions live. And also if you want me to look at your website, I'll do a website evaluation. We can look at your website, look at some ways that we can help improve like your search engine rankings and things like that. So again, it would mean so much to me, and it's such a great thank you from you to subscribe. I really appreciate it. So let's get into today's video. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take my square here, my little screen. I'm going to put me down in the corner. So that way you know that I'm here talking to you, but I have to wear my glasses and the glare and stuff is not the best, and so I'm just going to move over to the side here. But I'm going to assume that you already have a domain name and web hosting. Now, if you don't, just visit my website at chrisheidlebaugh.com, go to resources, and I share with you exactly what I use for my clients and I use for my students. Simply go down here. You can get a domain name for like 99 cents. You can get web hosting for less than like $4 a month. If you need a WordPress theme after you install WordPress, I have a blog company that I use and also a company if you're using it for your own website. So I'm just going to assume that you already have a domain name and web hosting. But again, if you don't, you can visit there. And also in the description of the video, you'll be able to go in and check that as well. So when you typically have web hosting, you get a cPanel usually. I mean, every company is different, but a lot of times you'll get a cPanel, and this is like your dashboard for all of your stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and log in, and I'm going to actually show this to you. So if you become like a fan and you subscribe, you'll actually be able to see how I do this, build out my website and things like this. Now, my website is 𝗦𝗽𝗂𝗦𝗽 I know it's kind of goofy, but I wanted to have a place to do tutorials and things like that. And if I mess something up, I mean, that way you can kind of see that's, how things work, it's no big deal. Now, again, your dashboard might look a little different, so no worries. But what we're looking for is something to install WordPress. You might have to just contact your web hosting company to ask them. So this one for me is under 𝗤𝗏. Yours could be like 𝗤𝗏 or something, there's different ones. So depending, what company you're using, a lot of times like Bluehost, for example, they'll say here, install WordPress, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to click on this, and now you can install all these other, different scripts and things like that, but we're looking for WordPress, okay? Now, I'm not going to time this, but I'm going to show you how simple this is, really. I mean, we just logged in. I mean, you saw us just log in, and this is how easy. You just go to it, and we're just going to install it. I mean, that's how simple this is, okay? We're just going to go into install. Now, one key thing I want to tell you right here, okay? So again, this is my website, 𝗦𝗽𝗂𝗦𝗽. Now, this is a huge thing right here. This is one of the biggest things, biggest tips to tell you, and something to look at. I'll make this bigger to explain the importance here. So you need to decide whether or not your WordPress installation is going to be your entire website, or is it just going to be your blog? And you might be saying, well, Chris, hold up a second. My website is my blog. Okay, that still counts. No problem at all. So what we're trying to define, though, is whether or not you're going to have your website. Maybe you already have a website that's already created. Maybe you already have a WordPress installation for your main website, and you're just going to add on a blog, right? And you want to have two separate installations. Maybe you're going to have different themes. Maybe, you just want to have two separate things. But a lot of times clients will come to me and they'll already have an existing website that was coded with HTML or something, and they want to go ahead and add WordPress as an additional website. So you would go into here, and this is where you're going to show and tell the databases where the WordPress is going to be installed at. So let's go back to this. Okay, so look at your domain name. Now, if you have HTTPS, go ahead and click on that. Now, it's up to you if you want to put the www, just pick one or the other. So if you go and you make other, URLs and things like on Facebook or other places, make sure you just pick one and stick with it. Okay. So if you just want to be like, hey, visit me at my fake web, like 𝗦𝗽𝗂𝗏𝗦.com or like my website. Okay. If I go back here, it's chrisheidlebaugh.com. Okay. So I have no www. Okay. And so that's the kind of thing is what do you want to have, So don't necessarily worry about, just pick one or the other. But if you have the opportunity, get the HTTPS. Don't get the HTTP. And if you don't see HTTPS available, maybe contact your web hosting provider and see what does it cost to get the HTTPS. Now, a lot of times, web hosts will go ahead and include this, or you might have to pay like $25 a year or $30 a year. But this is for, encryption and Google counts this as a ranking factor. I'll talk about this in another video. We're just installing WordPress today, but if you have the opportunity for HTTPS, go ahead and make sure that you have that selected, okay? So again, I'm going to click this. So this would be my website, https://myfakewebsite.com and the backslash, no big deal. Now, again, this is the huge thing right here, okay? If your website is going to be just all WordPress, leave this like this, okay? You're completely fine. Don't put nothing here. Just go down, pick your website, go on to the next thing, okay? But if you say, well, Chris, I already have a website. I'm adding WordPress on as, an add-on. Okay, great. Let's go ahead and name it, okay? Do you want to be a blog? Is it going to be the blog, okay? So if you look at, the URL, is it going to be, yourwebsite.com/blog? Okay, maybe you don't want to be called blog. Maybe, maybe it's Learning Center. Okay, you can name it whatever you want. Maybe it's going to be articles. And maybe I need a spell checker. Okay, I think that's right. Articles. Okay, so maybe it's going to be that. Okay, I mean you can name this whatever you want, but it's gonna put WordPress where you tell it to. So this directory is where you're going to put it at. Okay, so the main thing here you got to take away from this, okay, this whole entire video is, where's the WordPress going to go? Is your entire website going to be at, the WordPress, or is it going to be on a directory? And again, if you say, well, Chris, my whole website is a blog, okay, that's completely fine, because that still counts as the domain name being the entire WordPress. But if you already have a different website and you're just adding on WordPress to use as the blog, go ahead and enter that there. Again, you would put blog, and then we're good to go. But for my website, for this one, we're going to make it the whole entire thing. Basically, all this stuff is completely fine, just default. Don't worry about too much of this stuff. Some of this, if you want automatic updates, if you don't, it's kind of borderline. If they automatically install something and it breaks your website, sometimes that's not the best. You can leave most of this just unchecked. It's no big deal, okay? And then when it comes to your settings, you can go ahead and put in your admin name, whatever you want to be. Sometimes if you make it, whatever you want, like if I do admin Chris or whatever, and then, of course, your admin password, okay? And, of course, you have your email it goes to. This is my Gmail, but, you can change it to whatever you want, no big deal, okay? And this stuff here you can change later on. It doesn't. You don't have to think of your website title right now or your website tagline. You can go and change that stuff later. Two-factor authentication. So if it's something where, you want your thing, your website to be super secure, you might do that. I typically just do the limit login attempts, because that way, it just helps. After so many times, it just resets, okay? Or nobody can log in. Enable multi-site. Again, a lot of these is just very default, okay? So let's back up here. I'm going to show you. I told you, let's do this 60 seconds or so, okay? I'm going to show you exactly how it's done, okay? So we're going to log in, okay? We're logged in. And again, your cPanel might look a little different. To see wherever the WordPress is at, it could be like, again, it's like called, like one of them is like 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 or something like that, or 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 or something like that. You'll know where it's at. And then just ask your web hosting provider. But then mine's underneath this Installatron. Go ahead and click on that. I'm going to WordPress. Okay, great. Going to install. Great. And then I'm going to change the HTTP. I'm going to go to HTTPS. Again, big deal. My website is going to be the entire thing. It's going to be WordPress. No big deal. We're going to go down. I'm going to keep as admin. I'm going to change my password. Are you watching my password? Please please don't hack me, right? I'll leave my email as my personal email, no big deal. And I'm going to click install. Yep, there's already something on there, but no big deal. I think I was testing this, but basically it'll just install. Yeah, so I got my blog that's installing. No big deal. Installation complete. Great. Go to my website. And now I'm online, right? I have a website now. Of course, I need to fill it out, but that's how easy it is, right? I mean, that's super simple. I can go and log in. And this is the back end of WordPress, okay? And so, you know, then from here we can make our changes, we can add themes, we can do whatever. So again, super simple, very easy. That's all it is to it. And now you're online. So make sure you remember your passwords. Make sure you take care of that. If you forget, you know, you can go back up here to the wrench here, and you can go back in and you can like, oh, I got to change my stuff. And again, I guess I already had an installation and, you know, installed. It's no big deal. But you know, now I can go back in if I want to change it, I can, you know, but it's no big thing. But this is where, you know, if you're like, oh man, I forgot my password, you can go back here and change it. Again, super simple, very easy. And that's all it is to it. I mean, that's how easy it is to install WordPress. And so hopefully this has helped you. And, you know, yeah, that's how simple it is. So hopefully that'll help you get online and start making content. You know, that's a big deal. So again, thank you for watching this video. Hopefully, you know, you can see how easy it is. I mean, it's not very hard. It's very simple. Just go in, click a few buttons, and you're good to go, right? I mean, it's very simple. And again, make sure you subscribe to this channel because I'm going to talk more about, you know, how to dress up your WordPress now. You know, how to, you know, add a theme. You know, how to make it look nice. You know, talk about FTP and other things, and then we talk about search engine optimization. You know, so we have a lot to cover. So definitely make sure you hit that subscribe. You can also punch me in the face. And go ahead and, you know, subscribe that way too. Thank you again for watching this video. And no matter what, I hope that you find success online, offline, and in your life. Take care.